An absent WWE star's contract is expiring and they are not expected to return. An NXT star is getting a call-up after WrestleMania and a possible Hall of Fame induction for next year has been revealed. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Candice LeRae has been away from WWE television for a while. The small matter of having a baby, bringing life into the world. Congratulations on that one. Fightful Select having a little chat about her future prospects with the company, saying that her contract is set to expire with the WWE this spring. Now, there's been no talk about the deal being frozen or renewed. Now, we hear this sometimes where if a star is away for a certain amount of time, their contract's frozen, time's added on.
Yeah.
I don't think they would. A few sources have said this as well. I don't think they do that with maternity leave.
I don't think we've ever had a potentially departing star take maternity leave yet under this new rule. So it's kind of a bit up in the air.
So we don't know whether or not that'll be the case or whether there'll be any freezes or anything. Fightful goes on to say, those that we heard from in WWE did not expect Candice LeRae to be back by the time her deal expired, so that an extension hasn't been discussed either. So it could potentially mean that Candice LeRae is just done with WWE.
Possibly, but it wouldn't surprise me either if there is the contract extension, just simply because, they've kind of stuck by that in the past. So over a variety of circumstances. So this could be another instance where we see, Candice is back for 9 more months. And then, there might be one last program. But at the same time, it could just be a case of it finishes and that's it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does finish. But I'd be sad though, because I think Candice LeRae was really good in NXT. I enjoyed especially some of the character work that she did.
Oh, the stuff with the way, just absolutely class.
Really like bags of charisma on Candice LeRae, and somebody that I think that, especially now with the way that NXT 2.0 is, which is still a lot of younger talent. Someone with the experience, with the time on the circuit as Candice LeRae has had.
Candice LeRae is going to be one of the hottest free agents going if this situation develops in the way it appears it's going to develop.
I think, that's a really good shout. That's a really good shout. One to keep an eye on. Thank you to Sean Fightful from rossap.com for keeping us posted on that one. Staying with NXT, we could be saying farewells to Tommaso Ciampa. This feels like this feels like, to quote, was it Boyzone who sang The Long Goodbye?
I have no idea.
This is the long goodbye.
That sounds like Ronan Keating.
Somebody tell me why.
Yeah, that's Ronan Keating. Yeah.
Two lovers in love can make it. One kind of love.
We're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble.
Sorry,
You're just too accurate.
We're going to get YMCA'd, aren't we? Tommaso Ciampa.
Can you imagine the village people just start coming in from the back and we got to run?
Lads, there's no need to feel down.
They've got a bat and they're all just looking at us.
That's a lovely look, that is. Threatened by the
There's no need to feel down, you monster. Anyway, Ciampa's
been saying the long goodbye. He cut a very passionate promo thanking the NXT fans last night, saying it's not often you get a chance to say thank you before it's too late. Interesting wordage by Tommaso Ciampa as he sat on the top rope and said thank you. He was interrupted by Tony D'Angelo. It looked like Tony was going to whack him, but he didn't. Instead, he went, "Hey!"
And, a lot of other stereotypical catchphrases.
I've been watching The Godfather for the first time.
What?
Yeah, I never watched it.
Oh my God.
I had a bit of time. I had a bit of downtime.
You've been watching it? As in, you've watched the whole thing, right?
I finished part 2.
Okay, you're all right. I thought you meant you'd kind of touched part 1 and then went back to it. I was about to be one sitting.
No, I couldn't do it. We got as far as part 2. I think we were watching part 2. We're going, part 2's gone on for a while. Then it faded and then it went intermission.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is long.
Part 3,
But anyway, the word whacked has been used a lot in my house lately. So Tony D'Angelo was going to look like he was going to whack Ciampa, then changed his mind.
He's going to whack him.
And said, I'd be honoured for the family if we had a match at Stand and Deliver. Ciampa, up for that, shook his hand, got booted for it. To which D'Angelo held Ciampa's face and said, when I beat you, I'll be the new Don of NXT. Gave him a kiss, pushed him down.
Kiss of death.
Kiss of death, innit? This all feels like Ciampa is away.
Yes, and it's not surprising because, Ciampa's somebody I can see they would want very much on the main roster. But at the same time, it fills me with nerves. It fills me with anxiety about the whole situation. And, hopefully Ciampa's not going to be called up. And I don't know, what's another name? Keith. He could be called Keith.
They've had a Keith already.
No, they don't have a Keith now.
This
Keith wears like Marks and Spencer's jumpers.
Oh.
He's like the dad of all of the Sheamus group.
Keith Dad.
Yeah,
With
Keith
two
Dad.
Ds. He could be Gary Eggs' dad. That's a treat for everybody. The wording of this segment, the wording of Tony D'Angelo, plus what we've heard from numerous sources, this looks as if this is going to be the swan song for Tommaso Ciampa in NXT.
But at the same time, I could, it's not like I can't see him winning this match and just staying in NXT either.
Okay.
I don't know, like part of my head with WWE booking, it's like you never know. It could just be like, we'll hold off 6 more months and he goes over at Mania weekend, and it's like, huh?
I think because they've already given him a run on Raw, and they're happy with how he looks on Raw. Expect him after WrestleMania.
Yeah. After
Mania. Speaking of NXT, Still Stand and Deliver will happen as the Saturday matinee on WrestleMania weekend. We finally know that it will indeed be Bron Breakker getting his rematch for the NXT title against Dolph Ziggler. It was a shoe-in to happen.
He's just going to snap Ziggler over his knee.
Do you reckon just boof and done?
He should just do the San Martino. Just hoist him up like into a bear hug position, into the backbreaker thing.
Oh, nice.
And do it in 48 seconds. That's what he should do.
That might be what we end up seeing.
And Ziggler's just like, just, playing the Buddy Rogers in the situation.
Wow. Yeah. Nice and old school. Big fan. We will also see on that same day, I believe it's WrestleMania Saturday, we're going to see Rey and Dominic Mysterio facing Miz and Logan Paul. Yeah. But they were on NXT last night, were Rey and Dom.
They were. And it kind of made me feel like, why wasn't this the case originally?
To do Rey and Dom versus Legado del Fantasma?
No, to have like Dominic run through NXT with Rey coming in. It felt a bit more special than, like just the main roster stuff. I don't know.
So maybe Dom have like an NXT run before.
Yeah, but I'd be all up for Dom, going to and from NXT now. Like for sure, there's so many good matches he can be having.
That'd be quite a nice thing to do. But either way, he did get himself a match on NXT last night, beating Whackin' Wild as a little tune-up. This won't be the last time we see Raw guys on NXT. Dave in The Observer saying that we're going to see this on a more frequent basis. Raw stars being announced for, tomorrow night I'll be over on NXT.
Hey, well, so long as it doesn't do too much to, change the overall feel for the NXT audience, the people who really enjoy what they're seeing week to week, so long as the appearance of, main roster stars doesn't change that status quo too much, I think it's a good thing, because ultimately, if I'm sat there and I'm not somebody who watches NXT, but say I was a huge Dolph Ziggler fan, I'd be more inclined to go watch NXT when Dolph Ziggler's down there. So,
and it makes sense when you've got that audience share on Raw to go
but
look
then
at NXT.
It doesn't make sense from the broader stroke, which is, there's too many old people here. This is strictly developmental.
Oh no, come back, old men. We've fired all our old men. Please come back. There is much cleaning to be done. So plenty, so we expect a bit more of that. Talking of old men, I hate these old men. Possible induction for next year into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Long time coming, this boy. Who is it, Sam?
Yeah, it's Batista. Hey. So PW Insider is saying that Batista is going to be in attendance for Undertaker's Hall of Fame induction next month, but it's likely his own induction, as we've been kind of thinking for a while, right, will be LA next year.
Yeah.
Because Big Dave's a big bad actor boy now.
He was in Dune.
And
as the Sand
Spectre,
Snake.
He's been in loads of stuff. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's picking his roles well.
Yeah, he certainly flipping is. And so finally, after we were meant to see him in 2020 before the world caught fire, we will see him go in LA by the looks of things.
Yeah.
And I like Big Dave getting inducted in a big Hollywood Hall of Fame.
Yeah, as long as we get one more big machine gun pose.
Yeah.
And like 5 straight minutes of pyro going off.
That should be his Hall of Fame speech.
It should just be
that.
That's the speech.
Being inducted by the Sand Snake from Dune.
No, he's just stood there with actual, like prop guns, blanks, just
do that for a bit today. It's a bit like you've got shake weights.
What if you do that?
Well, that is a very different part of the internet.
It's like a funky dance.
Oh yes, of course, a funky dance. That's what that is. More news throughout the day. Cultaholic.com. My mum might watch these. Stay safe.
Mine does.
Love you. Bye, Sam's mum.